السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري ويشرك في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين. We have been studying commentary, an interesting commentary on the verse which says, no, here. No, that is wrong. Yeah. If you do love God, follow me, God will love you. Ali Imran, third section of the Quran, 31. It's interesting. We said, if you love God, then follow me. Well, what a big challenge and claim. Yeah, I love God. What is it to do with you? Yeah, why should I follow you? I love God. God will love you. Why are you getting into me and my God? Who are you? Interesting question. The author is very realistic. Of course, this verse causes problem. How can I solve it? And he says, look, this book claims that it is the speech, guiding speech to human beings of their creator. So as a creator, I'm telling you, do this. I said, excuse me, it doesn't make sense to me. He said, think about it. Whatever I say it with wisdom. There is a reason behind it. I love God. Oh, but the people, Buddhists, Hindu, Christians, Jews are but an insignificant number, forget about it. They also may say, but I don't know what they are doing. So just there are 5 billion people in the world, and there are only not more than 20 million, no, maybe less than 20 million Jews. So insignificant number. But Torah is important. Oh, we are not going to study this history. Why? Very important text is blocked by 20 million people only and interpreted towards their benefit, to the benefit of 20 million people, claiming that we are the leaders of the humankind. Why? But Torah is important. These Jewish people themselves are not important. Majority, great majority of the world says God will love God. Only atheists say they are also insignificant in number, really, philosophically. Practically, people live without religion, but they are not denying the creator. So what they say, God is a good God. creates everything for us. Whether they mean or not, I don't care. That's not my responsibility to judge about them. So Quran says, look, I am telling you something. You can reflect on it and understand. If you love me, how are you going to do that? I love God. Okay, I love you, man. For example, yeah, I love my husband, wife. Okay, what do you do? That is why I take care of the family affairs. That is why I respect my wife, husband. That is why I'm really careful about the security of my wife, my life, my family life. You know, because loving but doing something. Loving God. What shall I do? I like, as the Quran says, is in ahsantum li anfusikum. It's very interesting. If you protect the environment, you protect the environment for yourself. If you do something good, ahsantum, it's for your own benefit. Nothing to do with me. You cannot destroy my universe. You can destroy yourself by destroying the environment, because that's my rule. If you pollute it, for example, if you scatter everything, I'm not going to tidy the house when you are sleeping. No, you will be living in a mess. That is your choice. Go ahead. If you say, I am meaningless, yeah, you will live a meaningless life. That's my order. If you say, no, I have a purpose, yep, excellent. What is your purpose? I love God. So what changed in your life when you had loved God, when you loved God? He says, tell them, the messenger, follow me. What does it mean? Look, I am going to send you an instructor. Now, I like this computer, okay? And it looks like really wonderful machine. So, well, somebody gave it to me free, but I don't know what to do with it. Let me see this one. This, try, of course, the first thing, they open it, nothing happens. And then here and there, oh, it starts working. What's that? Why is it here? I don't know. What happened? Let me see the screen, what's going on. I must have done something silly. Yep, that's it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Our friends are here and they wanted to help me. Oh, okay. I love God. I love the one who gave me this computer. I don't know what to do with it. I said, okay, I am going to send you an user's manual, and I'm going to send an instructor always. Also, you need it because you cannot know how to use it properly, which kind of programs it has. The purpose of sending this computer to you, how are you, for what purpose are you going to use it? To cheat people or to learn something? All opportunities are given there. the best way of using the computer. This instructor is going to teach you. I left you free there, whatever you want to do, right? So we said, go and tell them, follow me, follow me. No, instructor says, look, I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you the best. How are you going to use it? Otherwise, as far as the engineer of the computer, the universe actually, it's an analogy to the universe. Engineer of the universe says, I left you free in the universe, whatever you want to do, but you cannot go beyond the permission I gave you. You cannot do anything out of order of the universe, choosing something without following the order of the universe. So you need, I created you, I know that you need instructor to learn. I'm aware of it. I know you. I am the one who created you. I am the one who put you in this universe. So employ somebody to teach you, and he will come and tell you with my instruction. What is the instruction? Manual book. Look, it says come. Instructor says come. I'll tell you the best way of using this computer for your purpose of existence in this world. Because my purpose of existence in this world is not limited to my body needs. It is obvious my body is going to be destroyed. My human feelings want eternal happiness. And body is going to be destroyed. My human feelings say, no, I don't want to go into non-existence. I want to be fully satisfied. This contradiction. Oh, okay. This instructor will tell you how to fulfill this satisfaction. Get out of this contradiction. Here is my guidance, manual book. Here is the instructor. And the instructor is educated, trained, and is going to show me how to apply it. And then the instructor tell them, the owner of the computer tell them, if you follow me, because I cannot follow God. God is the absolute one. He creates with no following an order. He is the establisher of the order. So I cannot establish an order. I cannot follow God. If I want to obey God, ita', not ittiba'. The Quran changes the word. Ita', it means obedience is to God and to Prophet. Ittiba' is only to Prophet. فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهُ. So I cannot follow the footsteps of the Creator. I cannot imitate. So, but as a human being, I can take the lesson from another human being, and he can really teach me. That is how I am created. So, instructor is taught. Tell them, if they follow you the way you use the computer, because you are trained by me, according to the manual book, the Quran, then these people will be doing something good, useful. They are not wasting the computer. They are not spoiling the computer. They are not spoiling themselves because we are the part of the computers. Never forget. We are the conscious part of the computer. We are aware that we are the part of the computer. We cannot get out of the computer. These main points must be borne in mind in order to understand why should I follow another man like me? Who is this guy? And the manual book says, look, if you are going to use your computer in the best way, I am sending this manual book. And the first condition of using the manual book is to listen to the instructor. Do you understand the reasoning of this small, short, perfect verse? How? Really? Miraculously concise, pointing out the truth. So, of course, we went through steps. Beauty of art, we said, number one, you can see from the screen. Number two, the messengership of Muhammad. What is it to do with it? Let's use the computer example. It's very practical. So you can, I mean, I don't know, it may come to your mind that this man knows no other example but computer and book and school. I love them. This age is the age of computer. This age is the age of book, but now books is changed into internet and school. Again, schools are going to also change through internet. Everybody will be free. So, and individuals. Okay, that is what the future seems to be. So the examples must be related to our practical life. So computer. Do you see that the computer is really well designed, beautiful? The things seem to be purposefully arranged. Do you see that? Then the second principle is get an instructor and learn how to use it. Otherwise, you will destroy it. So, instructor is needed. In order to confirm this claim, the author goes through. You see, when you look at the computer, you understand that it is somehow interestingly, perfectly designed, and you like it. You want to play with it. Go and ask a 2 years old baby, but child, 2 years old kid. What do you think nowadays his or her main interest is? This magical box, telephone or tablet. Magical box. I want it. I want it. I want it. Something is interesting here. I want it. It's a very, very natural human nature. That's why we are created. Something looks interesting. Look at you to touch here. Something comes out. Something different on the screen. Oh, what a wonderful thing. The child sees that, oh, something interesting going on here. That's beautiful. So this machine is really interesting. Beautiful. So this is the third stage we studied. 4, maker possesses an elevated love and sacred inclination towards the perfection of its art. Continues the updates are coming. Yep, continuously updates are coming. Why? Winter comes, spring follows the winter, summer, fruits are there, and then fall. Everybody is dying. You are going to die. Reminders. And then winter comes, you are going to be in the grave, and now you are in the grave, but for nothing. Like a seed goes into the grave of earth, and then spring comes up. You will be resurrected. Well, this is all meaningful things are going on here in the computer. Beautiful. Let me watch this video, this the child video, whatever they call children. When you grow up, no, the things are, I know how to, I have to learn how to use this and that, and then internet, computer, all the internet, all the telephone, whatever. Now, telephone is a small computer, not small really, but not, you cannot go every detail there. So let's stick to the example of computer. So why all these are going on here? For maker possesses an elevated love and sacred inclination towards the perfection of the art. Everything is meaningful. Winter is meaningful. Spring is meaningful. Windy air is meaningful. Sunny, cloud, life, getting old, aging, death, all of them are meaningful. The computer engineer is really trying to attract my attention by creating more and more new things and interesting. And as far as I'm concerned, I see now 5 here. Everything is, I mean, the delivery guy. Yeah, okay. No, don't worry. Let others. So there is, man is in the center as far as I am concerned, but I don't know what is going on in the life of a cat. I don't know, none of my business. I see the things are created for my capacity to reflect on. Meaningful, nothing accidental. What is going on? And I have feelings, and all feelings are given the opportunity to exercise worries, love, fear, concern, anxieties. Well, getting ready for life. Nowadays, getting ready for life goes into 30s, not 40s. People don't feel comfortable to get married before 40s. So afterwards, too late. So everybody wants to have an somehow free but honorable life. But the civilization drags us into problems. Trust is lost among people. The Quran says something is doing wrong. This civilization is doing wrong. Come and listen to this instructor. And the handbook he brought to you. Without the instructor, without the laboratory experience, theory doesn't really help much. You cannot practice it. You have to have the instructor in the laboratory of the world, life. So I am in the center. As far as I am concerned, I put this in bracket, as far as I am concerned. But there is no need to argue. Do you think the animals have consciousness? None of my business, man. Stop talking nonsense. I am a conscious being, that's it. All these arguments, silly, petty arguments, are irrelevant really to me. Now, who was Adam? Huh? What was his wife's name? So, okay, you learned also what? Huh? Azar was Ibrahim's father? No, an ultimate idolater, idol worship cannot be a prophet's father. How do you know? What are you going to do with his name is Azar? Not Azar, not what, let's say Juzar. What are you going to do with it? Silly, petty concern. Do you know the reason why people keep arguing about the details and not irrelevant things to my human consciousness? They never question this the way we are questioning the reality of existence. They never. They say, Prophet loved his wife. So what? So what? But he was in trouble with his wife. What shall I do now? He's a nice man, but he stopped communicating with his wife for 1 month. What? What's happening? So it's not the point, man. It's not the point. In the Quran, you see the conditions of marriage. You see the conditions of divorce. It means they are equally human reality. Why are we not realistic? I don't understand. What is our problem? The community is going through a very severe problem, arguing about irrelevant things, propagating about really not essential things, concerning with non-essential matters, wasting our time. We have to wake up and really see what this instruction is teaching us, really. We wrote the life story of instruction, which is called Sirah. What we do there, his fights, his problems, fighting with opponent people in Mecca, in Medina, running from one war to another war. What this guy, with this person, can be very free. This person is supposed to teach the handbook of the computer. Where is it? Unfortunately, you cannot find in Sirah. And they say, if you want to know who prophet is, read Sirah. I say, if you want to know the prophet, you should never read Sirah. Why? It's a reduction, history. And the historians write only the important events, physical events. They don't really see the message of the handbook, the Quran. How? How? When the prophet taught the Quran to the people. They loved the Quran. They spread the Quran. Where is it in the Sirah book? Yet I will find another Sirah book that will concentrate on teaching the handbook of the computer. Waiting, inshallah, one day, rather than elevating, exaggerately the normal human life of the Prophet Muhammad, making it something like superhero. I'm not really, I don't have time to waste on them. So concentrate on the main definitions of the prophethood and try to understand the vision of the prophet together alongside with the Quran. Unfortunately, people reduced, Muslims, most scholars reduced the definition of the prophethood as, we have to be very careful, If you want to understand the Quran, you have to understand the life of the Prophet. Yep. Some very rare scholars, which I admire personally, say, if you want to understand the life of the Prophet, whose mission, what his mission was, you have to study the Quran and see his life. Just the reverse. Okay, it is a matter of opinion. That's my opinion, whether you buy it or not. Free. Reject it, free. Welcome. You cannot separate the Prophet from the message he carried, the Quran, and understand the Quran's message in the life of the Prophet. Not other way around. We have to be careful one point. I know it is not our point, but it is our one of our problems, that how can I learn Islam, and how can I educate myself in Islam? These are the concerns of most of the thinking people among Muslims. Now, Prophet was exercising how he was instructed in the Quran. True or not? If the Quran did not introduce that, for example, gambling, drinking shouldn't be anymore, did Prophet practice that? Don't drink, man. It is not human. Did he say that? No. Those people who followed him, we call them Sahaba, companions, were drinking until the sure prohibition of the alcohol, intoxicant substances were prohibited. And then Prophet said, okay, throw it now. Who's following who? Does the Quran follow the Prophet, or does the Prophet follow the Quran? Does the user's handbook follow the instructor, or does the instructor follow the user's handbook? Which one? There is one way of understanding. It's so clear. I don't understand what's wrong with this society, with this ummah. I don't understand. Bigoted attitude is the problem. Is the problem of this ummah. Biased claim, I'm a Muslim. I love Prophet Muhammad. You should love God and learn how to love God through the life of the Prophet. God says this, follow my instructor, so that you can be successful. You love God, and whoever loves me, I love him or her. Reverse. Yeah, to me, so clear. So the universe, the computer is for me. So we understand that universal consciousness is needed, because I cannot isolate myself from the rest of the universe. So the universe is perfectly consciously under control. Yep. So I have to understand myself, my existence, in connection with the universe. It means here is the computer I'm using. In order to benefit from this universe, or the analogy of universe computer, I have to understand that every part of the universe is, the computer is perfectly planned, perfectly, wisely established, the program in it perfectly put, loaded on, and I have to be benefiting from it now, because as far as I am concerned, I don't know whether the ants are benefiting from the Quran as a part of the Quran or not. None of my business. I am a human being as I am. So I have to take care of my responsibility. Consciousness is there, said, think about it. I cannot avoid it. So, number 7, the most elevated and brilliant individual. Who is that? The instructor is not out of the universe. In the universe, like me, another piece of the universe. But the mission he carries, is concerned the whole computer, how to use it. That is why if there was no this mission of the prophet, sending the universe, creating the universe, making the universe or the computer useless, would be useless. Why? No one is consciously using it as far as I am concerned again. So I should understand that this individual get with his message, not with his body. Body is like me, mine. Any living animals have this body according to their life standard or life necessities. The ants are happy with their life. I don't know, birds are happy with their life, perfectly enjoying themselves. The question is, am I enjoying myself? Because I'm bothered with lots of problems, especially this aging and dying and not being satisfied in this world. How am I going to handle these feelings? So this person says, as a piece of the computer, I am instructed by the engineer, I'm going to tell you. And I said, okay, tell me what. So he produces the handbook and says, here I am. I'm going to teach you this. And let's apply it. Okay, for example, hit this key. This will happen. Boom. On the screen it happens. It means know your creator. You are a conscious production of a conscious creator. Am I? Yes, everything seems to be perfect arranged. Consciously, I'm made consciously here. Now, I'm made by him. So the alternative is, if you deny this, you will be lost into meaninglessness. Okay, I am the product of nature. So who are you? I am a product of accidents, random happenings. I'm nothing. And why do I die? Yeah, I happen to be like this, accept it. Where is humanity? Where is my feeling? The way that I need to satisfy my feelings, where is it? No. They are just made up stories you learn from culture, environment. What? 6 billion people have the same concern. Who's teaching whom? What are you talking about? This is me. I want everything perfect. I want everything most beautiful. Honorable person. I want to be an honorable person. As a random product of randomness, I cannot be an honorable one. I cannot accept. My feelings don't accept that. No. So this most brilliant individual is teaching me. So, 8. He says, if you do this, your computer will work best. Try it. So you see, this engineer has prepared it for you to be used in this way so that you will enjoy your using the computer, using the universe. It's perfect work. You will see that you are not meaningless. You will see that the universe is not meaningless. So anytime you fulfill your satisfaction, that it makes sense to me, there is an eternal life. There will be, there must be. That's why you are created for. Otherwise, this place is not the place of satisfaction, just preparation, introduction, who I am. Not introducing myself to you. Benefit from it. And be thankful to him. Say that, oh, the one who created me, I'm very thankful that you introduced myself to you. So I am aware of who I am in this world. What am I doing? What I am doing in this world. It made my life meaningful. And also, whatever you offered me makes completely perfect sense. And the universe. And one thing that I'm lacking, which doesn't really make sense, what I want satisfaction, there is no satisfaction here. Infinite satisfaction. And you said, no, don't worry. Do you think the one who made this computer is not able to make another computer for you? And take this one and give you another one? You see how wonderful I am? Can I not give you another computer which doesn't really get old? Look at this, the creation of this computer in front of you. You know that I'm able to do everything. You call it miraculous, magical. That's what I'm doing. You cannot explain it randomness by attributing it to randomness. Perfectly arranged. No one says the computer is randomly happened to be like this. No one, no human being. How do I say that? Zillion times more perfect the universe, creation, human beings is randomly happened to come into being. I don't know how. So stupid, meaningless. So let's thank him, right? And we continued like this, and we said here, oh, this one. Third point. Goes into detail. What I did here, I summarized the main message of the third point. And we can read it and see how consistent the explanation is and understand the message of the verse. Otherwise, even some Muslims, let alone other people who have not really guided, really, they don't know what the Quran is all about. Looking at the Muslims, and they say, come on, I don't want to be like them. To a very great certain extent, they are right, but the Quran is different. So, excuse me. Since in the universe there is a obvious beauty of art. Yeah, we talked about it. And this is certain. Why? No one can say that. The snow is not beautiful. Everybody says, Let it snow, let it snow, Christmas snow. Wow, snow is beautiful. We know that if there was no snow on the top of the high mountains, there would be no water during summer. Super. I love it. I love this kind of things. Everybody talks about how wonderful the bounties Allah creates for us to eat. Yeah, correct. How wonderful the creation of rain is. Yes, correct. I say, you are really omitting why even more important creation, snow, is more meaningful than the rain. Because snow includes the benefit of rain or the purpose of rain, plus. So that's why everybody talks about how beautiful the food and other things that we need are prepared. Absolutely. Correct. But how about distribution of this food in my body? Is more than this. How about making the separation between good and bad? And bad is out, good remains in my body. Who's doing this is much more important than the beauty of nourishment. Why? Nourishment is at the end, okay, I enjoy it, but I enjoy it momentarily. But my body life is dependent on this through this digestive system. Because it ends up with an ugly way. We look at this when we go to the toilet. We don't see the perfectness of the creation, meaningfulness of the creation in the distribution to the needs of our cell, body cells. Who's taking care of it? Who's distributing it? Oh, there are some nerve system. How do they know which protein, vitamin, whatever it is? Zinc is needed by my liver, my brain, my eyes, I don't know, my blood, my veins. Every one of them has different tissues, different needs. This one needs gas. The other one needs mazot. How is it called? Mazot, is it? For other engines, there are diesel. Who is distributing it? Who knows what needs? This is much more wonderful than the creation of, I don't know, watermelon. Plus, watermelon is perfect, but this process is even more perfect. We shouldn't be ashamed of talking, because one of the apparent result of this is disgusting, but we have to talk who's separating it. How conscious my digestive system, intestines are. What are they? Meat, man, meat. Made of dead, lifeless particles, atoms. Everything is so meaningful. We talk about the expanding universe. Yes, perfect. How about black holes? What? Why? Expanding universe next to black holes. What's going on? Growing young people get really happy when they grow from 10, 12, 18, 20, and then this arm, oh, perfect. Yeah. And then black hole journey starts slowly. What? All this beautiful life is going to fall into a black hole, meaningless. But there is no meaninglessness in the universe. How can I solve this problem? Only Quran solves this. So says creation of black hole is more interesting than the creation of expanding universe. But I created together. Seeing that, showing you that I can create everything in this world which is contradictory, but at the same time so perfect, meaningful, and you will understand that it cannot happen by accident. By accident, two contradictory activities are going on and order is not destroyed, spoiled. Wow, subhanallah. How can you not say subhanallah? Perfect is the creator. Perfect is the creator. That's what it is, what's going on here in this world. So this universe is so meaningful, and I must use my consciousness how to behave in this world in a meaningful way, because I'm giving the ability to do something meaningful. Yeah. And I need an instructor, because if there was no instructor, I look at the people. The best, what do they say? You know, we have some feelings, good feelings. So when I follow my good feelings, I feel happy. When I contradict my feelings, I feel miserable. So my feelings say, don't steal, I don't. Don't tell lie, I don't. That is what the best human beings could get. That is the famous in Arabic, Medinatul Fadila, the virtuous city, Platon. That's what he presents us that. What you do so that you will have a virtuous life. It means a life which is worth living. Okay, the Quran says, let me introduce what the virtuous life is. And I'll tell you, I'll send you an employee, an instructor to teach you. And he will demonstrate you in his life in a way that this message should be practiced. So you will take this example and apply it to your living conditions, right? Not copy-pasting. No, it is his time and different method. You will get the method of it. That's why we have to make the distinction between hadith narrations and sunnah practices and the practice principles of sunnah. So in order to understand from hadith to sunnah, you have to understand the Quran. You have to have a methodology of the Quran. And then you can understand what sunnah is. Of course, I'm not talking about fiqh matters. Sunnah way of life. How I should live in this world according to the will of the Creator by following the will of the Creator. So I shouldn't use my will with no purpose. I have to use my will in order to follow the will of the Creator. Here is the instructor. Gave you an example, and you can take the principles of this example and apply it to your life. So we should never, ever read the Quran and Hadith literally. It doesn't work. Because they are not to be read literally, but they are to be read to learn. For example, a clever student wants to learn how to use the computer, right? You say, I know how to use it. And that this, the people, my friends here especially, which I consult, he's here. Yes, my friend Awesome. If I have a problem, I say, Awesome, Awesome. Yeah. What am I going to do here? How can I use it? He says, what is the problem? And Awesome, which we have always and quarrel there. So that lovely, friendly. He says, let me see. And he corrects it. No. What are you doing? That is your knowledge. Teach me how to do it so that I will practice it in my life. Learn now. So I'm not going to be dependent on you always. That is your knowledge. That is with you. I don't want the result. I want how to use it. Myself, learn it. So we have to look at the prophet. Prophet did this. Okay. He was taught by God and he practiced in his own life. And I cannot really go and, excuse me, Muhammad, where are you? Yeah. And come and tell me now. I live in New York and life is completely dependent on internet, technology, and everybody is struggling with his life, the problem. But in your age, you didn't have to struggle for your life. The dates were growing and that was enough for you. And the animals are, especially goats, are feeding themselves and they are growing and they are doing animal farming. In Medina, agricultural farming. Was there any problem? No. Only capricious people said, I want to be richer so that I can impose myself on it. That is the personal psychological problem, I think. This is then something needs therapy, misuse of one's feeling. Otherwise, no, I have to have a shelter. I don't have the house in New York. What shall I do? Huh? So, which kind of things I have to do here in order to sustain my life here in an honorable way? Completely different. So teach me the principles. Get this point, it's very important. Teach me the principles. Not, no, when you get on the riding the camel or going on a mountain, say, Subhanaka, Subhanalladhi sakhara lana hada, wa ma kunna lahu muqrinin wa inna ila rabbina lamunqalibun. What should I do now? There is no camel, there is no mountain in New York. Teach me the principles of solving my problems. That is Sunnah. If you find a book which teaches you how to get the principles out of hadith narrations and making it applicable to my practical life in 21st century in New York. Do you have one? I don't know. There are some friends here, they are shaking their heads. So I joined them. Man, we need a kind of revolution in our understanding of religion and dispute for the religion. That is the point we studied. Messenger of Muhammad is needed, and everything is perfectly created and even more perfect, more experience. Baby is a life that we have experienced. Youth, yes, most of us are, or some of us over. And Old age, yes, we need to experience that. All of them are teaching. For example, God blessed me with an old age. I'm very pleased. I'm experiencing my reality. I have no clue. I get tired. This world is not for me. I am ready to go out of it because it's becoming more and more. Living becomes less and less pleasurable. It means I'm not created in this. I want a life which will never fail in satisfying my pleasure. That's what I am created for. So everything is made perfectly in order to understand my reality. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, the universe is mine. I have to address my creator as the creator of my universe. Everybody has his own universe. This is what I understand from the world. That is my universe. I have to worship, present my thankfulness to God with this sense of appreciation and gratefulness. Thank you, I said. So I am in the center. Let's stop here at the point 6, universal consciousness. It needs more detailed explanation. Time is up. Universal consciousness. We can start from it. Let me mark it as well. All right? Oh, no, it's from him. No, not from it, George. All right, from here. Yes. Okay, this one needs a bit detailed explanation. All right. Any question, any concern, because I said lots of controversial things among these public speakers in the Muslim world. And I said something really contrary to what we keep hearing. So we have to think about it. If you find something bothering you, please come up with the next discussion. Unfortunately, yes, Asim, just a minute. Unfortunately, our moderator couldn't make it. She said she won't be able, so I started directly. Inshallah, you didn't understand that the moderator, I said, the moderator, you stop, I'm going to speak. No. Inshallah, next week I'm meeting. Okay, awesome. And then Farah.
I didn't raise my hand. I think Farah only.
Sorry?
Farah only. I didn't raise my hand.
Okay, I'm sorry then. I confused. So Farah, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Ali. So on the topic of the criticism of, I guess, the way that the tradition has emphasized Sira literature and that made it the way to get to know the Prophet, realizing that, yes, your position on this emphasizes, our responsibility to reason and be critical about what is it that really matters to me in my life, and then see which example do I have in front of me that answers to that directly. My question, according to this issue, is that how do you begin to look? How do you take a position that also questions the dominant tradition and also be perceived as someone who is not let's say who is demeaning the work of, let's say, an entire tradition, that you can go against something that is so overwhelmingly established. Does that mean that one is demeaning the work of historians, of people who followed it continuously? Like it seems to be challenging a big norm. And how
Yes.
does that not be taken as, let's say, uninformed, or maybe to me, someone can tell me, say, Farah, you're being very egotistical and you don't know enough and you're challenging an entire tradition.
I think I got it. So the time is short. First of all, critical. No, we shouldn't confuse. Being critical is different from questioning to understand the wisdom. This is my problem. I'm not being critical to anything. I need to understand. I am questioning the wisdom. What is the wisdom in it that I can agree with? What is the wisdom in it? This is a kind of investigation. Investigation is not critical. So this word is, I'm not critical of anybody at all. I don't read the Quran in a critical way. I don't read the Quran, try to understand the meaning. I don't study the universe in a critical way. It is given. How can I be critical to given reality? The universe, can I change it? No. I have to understand what is the wisdom in the creation of this so that I will benefit from it in the best way. Right? The attitude is important. So cross out critical, the word critical. And this is very European or Western culture. So critical means completely indifferent. No, I cannot be indifferent to the universe. I have to look at it and take a side. It is accident, it is consciously designed, created. Which one? If I say accident, why should I bother about the meaning? Wisdom in it. That is one thing. So it is an important terminology that we are using. We have to watch out. The other ones, historians, I am saying in this age, they don't work. I cannot apply it. In their age, they worked. None of my business. Understood? None of my business. In their age, it worked. That is why Ummah accepted them. According to the level of the capacity of the Ummah, according to the conditions of the cultural level of the society, according to the conditions of their life, living conditions, they worked. What am I going to do now? Look, according to the living conditions of the Prophet's time, people around him were fully satisfied. It worked. How can I benefit from it now and apply it to my life? Now, in order to make my life according to Sunnah of the Prophet, can I get a camel and ride in New York? Where am I going to put the camel? It is against the law. You can get a dog. You can get a pet. You cannot get a hen, chicken. It is against the law because it is not the farming place. It is the residential area. What shall I do? Try to see the wisdom in that, not be critical of the hadith narrations. Try to see the wisdom and find out the principles there and make the principles sunnah to your life. It is not easy. Of course it is not easy. What is easy? In order to become a professional engineer, how many years do you study? 25 years. No one says it is not easy. When it comes to most essential side of my life, which look for meaning and purpose for my life, somebody says, yeah, at least you have to work on it 25 months. If not days, man, days, 25 days. Seriously concern yourself with the teachings of the Quran. How many learn Arabic? Nothing to do with the teachings of the Quran. It's a means. It's a means. You can learn it. It's good. But what is the purpose? Understanding the language structure of the Quran. What is the purpose? Balagha, eloquence, or rhetoric of the Quran. How wonderful it is. What is the purpose? How can you make it touch your life? Make it meaningful to your life? You will say, that resonates me. It doesn't mean that they are not useful. Without the purpose, memorizing the Quran is nothing. Learning Arabic is nothing. Without the purpose, it is nothing. How am I going to use it? What is the wisdom in it? That is why I have to look at the case from my perspective, say, reading the hadith or the Sirah book, understanding the Prophet's life is irrelevant now. It was relevant in 12th century, 18th century, none of my business. It is relevant to people who live in Arabian Peninsula or subcontinent, none of my business. I am here and can I benefit from it? No. It doesn't mean anything. The Prophet had the battle of Badr, Uhud, Hunayn, Hendek, or this, how is it called? Battle of Trench or something. There is no Battle of Trench.
Khandak.
Hendek, yeah. I mean, in English, I'm looking. So
Trench.
Trench. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yes, trench, whatever. There is no such thing. But there is an hadith narrations a lot about them. Quran mentions them. Why? What is the wisdom? How can I relate it to myself? Investigation, questioning, and making sense all these elements in my life. That is our purpose. Not to criticize with you. I'm saying what you have been hearing, what I have been hearing, does not make sense to me now, generally speaking. So, again, why do I read and we read this book, particularly? Okay? Look, if you do love, follow me, God will love you. Read the commentary on it and see if there is any other text who is studying it like this. Because this is the way we need 21st century to read the Quran. If this guy spoke to the Muslim population on the 16th century, no one would understand him. This guy is stupid. What is he talking about? So, universe is continuously renewed. Understanding of the universe needs to be continuously renewed. That is the reality. We have to renew ourselves. We have to renew our tradition. It is not modernization. Do you think the universe is continuously changed? for modernization or different demonstrations according to the needs of the people. Do you think when I was a baby, I became an old man, I am modernized? No, I became even weaker. Is the modernization or really in the Quranic word, tajdid, khalqun jadid? So I have to make khalqun jadid for my life. Now, I don't pass judgment about 12th century scholars, great scholars. They really live very important heritage, but how can I benefit from it? Needs principles. So we have to learn principles, as I gave example of my friends Asim's solving my how to use the computer programs. I said, don't solve it to me. Teach me how to solve. It's very famous. Don't give me fish. Teach me how to fish. Wassalamu alaikum. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. Inshallah, see you next week, Saturday or Monday. Monday also we have. No, yeah, yes. What? Zoom and NYU. Those